Can I just tell you that I owe you one because my hero, William Gibson, retweeted that interview and I was literally like, I think I might die happy now.
The writer?
Yes.
That's amazing.
Yes, it is
I
amazing.
did not know that.
Oh, well, now you know. Thank you, Queen.
Thank you. Congratulations,
Thank
you
you.
icon.
Thank you.
How does that feel?
Surreal and weird and silly, like you would imagine it would if you suddenly got a phone call and said, oh, by the way, NME are going to give you an Icon Award. You would feel the same way as I do right now, which is a bit silly and a bit bogus and a bit undeserving. And yet at the same time, you're a wee bit like, yeah, I fucking deserve it. I sweated and poured blood.
Do you remember the first time you were in NME?
I do. I mean, it was a long time ago. I'm talking mid-80s. I was with my old band, Goodbye Mr. Mackenzie, and it was the greatest thing that ever happened to me, literally. It felt like, oh my God. Like overnight, I'm in the NME. This is the greatest thing that's ever happened to me.
And you must have been on the cover as well.
Yes, many times. I sound so arrogant, I'm sorry. I sound like such a douchebag. Yeah, many times.
What's your favourite of the covers that you've been on?
You know, I'd have to look back, to be honest, but I do remember the first time we appeared on the cover and we were all a bit bummed out because we don't look very good. And we were driving to perform on Top of the Pops. And we made our managers stop at a newsagent and we're like, you need to run in and get a copy of the NME so we can see our cover. And she brought in 6 copies and handed them out in the minivan and everything went super quiet because we were all really bummed out because we didn't look cool. Like you never look cool like your heroes. You always want to look, you want to look like Lou Reed. You want to look like, David Bowie. You want to look like Iggy Pop. And instead you look like yourself and it's such a bummer.
But if you look back at it now, you'd be like, yeah, I fucking look cool.
I look back at it now and think, how bizarre, but hey, I'm thrilled.
So when are you writing your autobiography?
When am I going to... I don't know.
Come on.
I've got modest ambitions in life. I just want to stay alive and have fun. That's all I'm looking for in life.
So we've named you our icon tonight, but who is your icon?
I mean, I have many icons. I would have to say, though, that being that we're talking about music and being that I feel like women in general kind of get sort of squeezed out of the narrative a bit, I would probably have to say Siouxsie Sioux from Siouxsie and the Banshees, who literally changed my life and filled me with power that I didn't have. I just stole it from her and I faked it until I made it, literally. And so, I mean, I have many heroes like Patti Smith or Debbie Harry, but Chrissy, and Chrissy Hind. But yeah, Siouxsie and the Banshees did something inexplicable to me that I can never thank her enough for.
How did she come into your life? Do you remember how and when and where you
Top
were?
of the Pops. And NME, actually. And I mean, the thing that I think younger generations don't understand is that we didn't see our heroes very often. The only time we saw them was in the pages of the NME, the Melody Maker and Sounds. It's the only time you ever physically saw them. And so there was so much power in that weekly publication. And yeah, I think I saw her in the pages of the NME. I loved how she came across. I loved what she had to say. I loved her philosophy and I loved her music. And yeah, she's my idol.
Yeah. The NME Awards, as you know, is the middle finger. Who in the world would you like to give the middle finger to?
I don't know, but all I can say is thank you, NME, for this middle finger, which, as I said on the podium, will come in immeasurably handy because my middle fingers on both hands are exhausted and worn out. And now I have something I can always rely on, something to stick up for me. Thank you, NME. I'll never forget.
Thank you very much. Have an excellent night. Cheers.
Thank you. Cheers, guys.